The sudden floods. The death curve.
Welcome to the craziest moments on the road. When massive trucks and heavy equipment speed down the highway, even the smallest mistake can lead to disaster. Get ready to witness the most dangerous oversized transports, the heaviest crashes, and reckless drivers completely out of control, all in today's video. The mud was not only an obstacle, but also a cruel challenge on the single roads of the logging trucks. Each wheel spun in the slushy soil, throwing thick mud into the air, covering the body of the truck and the giant tree trunks. The road was no longer a path, but a vast, soggy, slippery strip of land requiring absolute courage and resilience. In Belgium, a terrifying moment occurred when a high-speed train suddenly crashed into a heavy truck right at a level crossing. The deafening sound of steel clashing, glass shattering, and metal being torn apart tore apart the peace. Each tractor is not just a vehicle, but a steel warrior, roaring through the rolling waves of muddy water. Each wheel spins in the splashing water, creating a spectacular and powerful scene. The terrifying terrain appeared before their eyes, a challenge that few people dared to face. But on that muddy, rough, and dangerous road, a modified truck carrying wood was still roaring, rushing through the night or the blazing sun, regardless of all dangers. A giant dump truck lumbered in, its brakes screeching. The engine roared, and the bed slowly rose, dumping a large amount of material. The air seemed to thicken, and all eyes were on a bull. He was ready. With surprising composure, a bull picked up the shovel and began to push the newly dumped material down. The 130-ton monster is on the move. It's the giant Liebherr 984C excavator, a heavy yet powerful machine built to tackle the toughest projects. But moving such a behemoth is no easy task. That's where Fasula's heavy transports comes in, making the seemingly impossible a reality. The rescue was dramatic and breathtaking. Strong steel cables were tightened, attached to the body of the crashed vehicle, and other giant machines roared, pulling inch by inch. Mud flew everywhere, the wheels spun hopelessly, and every little movement felt like a life or death struggle. The giant tractors were writhing as they crawled up the steep hillsides, the roar of their engines echoing throughout the air. These were not mere machines, but steel warriors trying their best to conquer the heights. The huge wheels gripped the road tightly. No matter how rough the ground or how dangerous the hairpin turns were, they still stubbornly moved forward.
Dan sepertinya dan kita lihat mereka ini kemungkinan akan turun ya dan akan dilakukan segera persuasi bosku. Oke, ini diangkat bos ya. Oke. Wah, sudah berdiri bos ya. Oh, jangan kayu tuh. Misangin bos ya. Ini untuk trailer lobet ya. Wah, sangat besar sekali. Dan akhirnya sudah.
The screeching of brakes echoed throughout the valley as the heavy, massive logs, secured securely to the truck bed, slowly moved through each sharp turn. Dust billowed up, mixing with the morning mist still lingering on the mountaintops. This is not just a trip, but a fierce battle where the driver has to trade fate and bet his life. Every turn of the wheel is a face-to-face with danger, on roads where even the smallest mistake can lead to tragedy. A strange and unbelievable scene unfolded right before the eyes of hundreds of onlookers. Amidst the traffic jam and the peak of despair, an unprecedented event occurred, turning the street into a dramatic stage. Just when it seemed like there was no way out, a ray of hope appeared. The mighty rescue tractor approached. The sturdy steel cable was hooked, and with a mighty roar, the tractor began to drag the giant mass of metal and wood. It seemed like a smooth day of transporting wood, but Mr. Long Fuso's trip turned into a fierce battle between human power, machine power, and the harshness of the terrain. The Fuso truck, loaded with heavy wood, was rolling on a familiar trail and suddenly became a stuck monster. Not only did they face the dangers of natural disasters, but they also had to endure the bitter cold and limited visibility caused by heavy rain. Yet the sirens of ambulances still tore through the rain, footsteps still resolutely crossed the mud, and flashlights still searched relentlessly in the darkness. After a long journey through the wild jungle, the giant six-engine lumber truck monsters, covered in mud and traces of fierce fighting, finally reached the forest gate. This was the final battle in the mud, where extraordinary mechanical power had to confront the resistance of harsh nature.
रोक दिया रे भाई। नमस्कार दोस्तों, हाइड्रा क्रेन मशीनों के
The giant metal monster, a truck that seemed to have the weight of the world on it, stood still. Not 4 wheels, not 8, but 452 tires sinking into something. It was not just a stuck truck, it was a mountain of steel and rubber that had come to a standstill, a seemingly impossible challenge.
अरे कैसे हो भैया लोग? बढ़िया हो? बिल्कुल धीरे धीरे चलता है भाई ये। करोड़ों में कीमत है इन ट्रकों की भी, नीचे लगा हुआ है। और ये जो वाला ट्रेलर है ना, ये भी ऑपरेट होता है इंजन से, इसके भी इंजन लगे हुए हैं। उस साइड में इंजन है, वो भैया है वो ऑपरेट कर रहे हैं, ये भी घूम जाता है, साइडों में हो जाता है। और ये देखो एक
the campaign to rescue the tractor trailer from the clutches of the fateful curve. Every passing moment is a nerve-wracking moment, as the rescue team has to face the difficult terrain, the enormous weight of the vehicle, and the risk of sliding down the slope at any moment. Can they overcome the death to pull the vehicle out of here? The small house, once a warm home, is now facing a cruel fate at the hands of a seemingly gentle machine. The small excavator is no longer cute as its metal claws reach out, tearing apart each wall, each brick. The dry sound of breaking echoes, mixed with the dust that flies up, covering the space. Witness the dramatic moment when the first giant Caterpillar 777 dumper in Soteriadis, Labrionitis' fleet, begins its journey. This is no ordinary transport. It is a symphony of power, engineering, and precision, captured in stunning 4K. A giant tractor was writhing up the steep slope, each wheel slowly turning and biting into the road. The real challenge was not just the heavy load, but the narrow road that curved like a thin silk strip between the cliff and the deep abyss. Every movement of the vehicle was a dance of precision, controlled by the skillful hands of the driver. A giant ship, once majestically sailing the waves, now lay in its death throes. Thick black smoke billowed from its chimneys, obscuring the sky in a hazy, ominous mist. Each column of smoke was a sign of serious trouble, heralding a tragic end. These are not just accidents. These are stories of confrontation between man and nature, where only the bravest hearts survive to tell the story. Are you brave enough to face these life or death challenges? The urgent honking and roaring engines pierced the silence. It was the black market drivers, those who drive at breakneck speeds, disregarding all laws and dangers, rushing down the road. This was no ordinary trip, but a display of recklessness and skill, or lack thereof, pushed to the extreme. The arduous journey has ended, but the power of the giant machines still resonates. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next breathtaking action scenes. See you again in the upcoming eye-catching trips.